Turn your microphone on, Patrick. All right, good afternoon, everyone. It is March 7th. It's 2 p.m. And today is a day that we're holding a workshop regarding our current finance situation. So thank you, everyone, for coming. I will call this workshop to order, and please stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. As everyone can see, Commissioner Trost is not here. However, he is here via telephone, and we have him on the line. And Jay, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. So let's get things started. Ted, do you want to get it going?
Basically, what we're meeting here today is to discuss options regarding moving forward. Our finance director, Keena Wolf, resigned, so we're looking at various options to proceed. We have a few outstanding issues that we need to address. One is closing out the 23 audit. We're working with the auditors with that. We got some recommendations from the auditors. They preferred to finish that, the small amount of work left to provide the most efficient way that we could see doing that is contracting with Keena Wolf to get that done. So I've done that so that we can finish that out. That'll be done by the end of this month, or if not sooner. We have a punch list to address, and it made a lot more sense to reach out to her and ask her to help wrap that up, rather than have to bring somebody in and start from ground up. So, but going forward, we have the 24 audit, which will require a different approach, and then we have the 25 year and budget, which we're just about to go into. Now, I believe that you were contacted by somebody was contacted by our court clerk, who's in the audience today, regarding a potential role for with the clerk. I think you talked to Jay, and so.
That wasn't me.
Okay. I think the clerk was under the impression that I had resigned at that time, so perhaps she didn't contact me. It was a baseless rumor. Anyway, so as we go forward, we right now we have posted the job of the two things that Keena Wolf did was she served as our finance director and also our director of HR, and so we've posted that position in the way that it was to see if we can get a replacement. We haven't gotten any responses yet. I would recommend that we bifurcate those two positions and not look for this kind of miracle worker to come and do both of those things. Right now we have Natasha and we have Julie who are available to help with HR. I think we can move forward with that right now while we look at some outside resources to back those two up. And I think that's going to be in the long run more cost effective. And then as far as finance, I am waiting for the email from Moss Adams for their recommendations. There are auditors for their recommendations as to a consultant who helps entities like ours, just in the normal day-to-day of running finances. When you're dealing with kind of a rural area, sometimes it's and it has been difficult for us to find someone to address our needs in a professional and competent manner over the long term. So that's what I'll be interested to see what their recommendations are. They have several that they're sending down that work in these areas. And I do also know that I'm not familiar with the consultant, but I'm aware, I understand that both Gold Beach and the city of Port Orford are using a consultant for that role right now. and I'd be interested in talking with that person, because it seems like if they have the skill set that we're looking for, that might be a way that everybody could kind of more efficiently spend their dollars. So I'll be talking to those people. But in the meantime, as we move forward, I think today we're talking about how we proceed with the budget and so forth. And we've got Nick, our treasurer, here. And we have Shelley, who, Nick, do you want to talk? Do you want me to talk, or do you want to talk about the way that we've kind of got it set up right now, the roles that you've sort of assumed with Keena leaving, and then we've asked Shelley to back you up?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much summed it up.
Okay.
You pretty much summed it up. I'm just kind of making sure everything keeps going operation-wise, with the help of Ida and Julie and Natasha. So as far as that goes, but yeah, we're waiting on the email from Moss Adams, and then having Shelley, the clerk's office, maybe take care of the cash out portion of it, and I deal with the cash in part, right? That's what we talked about.
Okay. Has anybody talked to you about that, Shelley?
All right.
Shelley, do you want to discuss a little bit about the potential role for the clerk? I mean, just in the absence, in counties that don't have financial, that don't have a county accountant, I think is the term.
Well, there's ORSs that go back to the county clerk, that if there's not a county accountant, then that falls under the clerk's office. So when I had met with Jay, Commissioner Trost, I think it was last week, we kind of just talked about that, and I said I'd be willing to help however I'm needed during this transition.
I think that having additional oversight like that through the clerk's office would be. I'm not exactly sure how it's going to work, but I would like to be able to incorporate that in so that we could have an additional. What I found when I got here was we had a finance department, but it was just kind of a pass through. There was nobody was actually nobody was looking at the claims, nobody was double checking, nobody was reading them and saying, what's this for? And following up. It's kind of like a mini audit for every claim that gets paid. When we started doing that, that's when we found, and I can't say it was me, but as I recall, it was, I think it was Julie that finally discovered that we were paying for a lot of the basic day-to-day services at the fairgrounds out of TLT funds, which is not legal. And so that was a lot of money that we had to reallocate and spend correctly. And that's the kind of thing that we're trying to avoid, as we move forward. So I think that maybe we can work together. And I like with Moss Adams, they really want somebody with Keena's qualifications to be writing the MD&A letter and all the stuff to close out that audit. So I think we want to have that person. We want to have that person associated with the county, but I don't know that they have to be on site. But I think that we can probably, working together, achieve everything we need on site and just have that person kind of filling in the holes.
Okay. Discussion, Jay? You can go first.
I don't, right now, it's hard for me to see a route that does not include some level of contracted accounting services. Like I said, unless we have, as Ted described, the miracle worker with incredible skill sets walk in, and then the other piece of this is our systems now are set up. Our policies have been updated through thanks to Keena and Ted's work.
Jay? Doesn't sound like you pulled over.
Doesn't? No. All right. Patrick?
Yeah, I know we're in a much better place than we were a year ago. We know numbers. Nick Kina got a lot cleaned up for us over the last year, which has been great. But needing to get that outside finance director or consultant is definitely going to be critical for us moving forward and prevent the progress we've had from going backwards again. So
J Trust.
I very much look forward to seeing that consultant list from Moss Adams, or even hearing from Gold Beach and Port Orford on the financial consultant that they're using, because that'll be pretty vital for us going forward with Keenan not here anymore. So,
Jay, do you have anything else to say?
No, that's it.
Okay, we'll kind of separate these out. So the 23 audit, you've already talked to Keena.
Yeah.
And there's a minimal amount of work that's got to be done on that. She's going to move that forward. We're going to contract with her, right?
We're going to contract with her for that.
Okay.
We're looking to contract elsewhere for additional services for the 24 audit, for
Right.
example. And now's the time to get going on that. So.
Yep. So the 24 audit is, I guess, less imminent than the current budget
Right.
and the position we're in there. So my question is, where are we at on the current budget? And I know Rabia's been doing a lot of stuff on that. You have as well. Where are we at on that, and what does that look like as we move forward?
So we're going to be meeting, Rabia and I and Nick are going to be meeting with all the department heads next week, and we're going to be looking at, we're looking at their current budgets and the necessity for adjusting those through a supplemental budget to close out the year and make things accurate. So there are some that aren't going to be an issue, some are. Some, we just have to look at where expenditures are and see if more money is needed. If there's excess money that they don't need, we'll adjust as we as we have to. And that's going to be a relatively quick process that we'll be able to address and get done this month, so that we can go have a clean end to this year and then move into the budget process for the coming years. And that's going to be starting in April.
Okay.
is there a calendar of any set dates that we have so far for budget committee meetings or other finance meetings that we need to be a part of between now and, I don't know, end of April?
I don't think anything's been set up as far as the budget committee yet.
Okay.
There actually has
Oh,
been.
yeah.
There has been. Rabia, do you know what the first date is? While you're looking for that, Ted, what level of outside assistance do we need for this coming budget and the budget committee?
I'd like to have somebody with experience writing her. I've been involved in several budgets here with the county. So far, I've also been involved in budgets, with other entities during my career. But I certainly would like to have somebody with Keena's level of number crunching ability on hand, so that we can kind of make that process work better. But I do have, I've got Nick and I've got Rabia, and we're going to make it work. So we'll get some outside direction, but it's not going to be a make or break.
Okay. All right, and on the upcoming schedule, Rabia just sent me a message. So April 1st and 3rd, they are tentative, but have not been noticed publicly yet. And on the first, Rabia, what's that first meeting? Is that the?
I'm not sure, those are just the dates that Tina had proposed
Okay.
a few weeks ago.
Basically, the first meeting, I believe you appoint a budget officer.
Right.
And you just go through, get that basic outline.
Budget officer, budget committee chair, that kind of thing.
And we should be in a fairly good position. Our goal is to move through through the process pretty quickly. So, I mean, we're certainly in a lot better position knowledge-wise than we were last year, and way better than we were the year before. So,
What's the date
next-
today? 7th?
Yeah, next week when you meet with the department heads, well, actually, I'll just say, when do they present to you? I guess, do they present you like a proposal? Is that next week, or is
No, that'll be
a
in
future?
April. Yeah.
It'll be in April. Okay.
but they've got their, you know, we give them budget worksheets, and they basically work out their budget and give it to us. And we'll be looking at that informally, and then more formally, and then
Okay.
we'll have something to bring to you guys.
Okay.
Okay.
IDA's sending out revenue and expenditure reports.
Right. And we're trying to, you know, we're doing things, we've asked Ida, for example, to get, I know Rabia was just asking her today to start getting the, you know, cost per employee for each department so that we can get that.
Okay.
Because a lot of these departments are paid for, a lot of the employees are paid for out of more than one department, and that's what makes it kind of complicated to make sure that we're allocating their time and the money spent for them correctly. Yeah.
All right, so that gives us a little bit of a window of time to reach out to those consultants. I'd like to keep that April 1st date so we can identify a budget officer and budget committee chair. And then that'll give us an opportunity to firm up the remaining dates in April to move through the budget. We should have more information by then on where we stand with a consultant and how problematic this year's budget will look. You should have a pretty good assessment by then.
Yep.
Okay. Jay, any comments?
Jay? I guess he's happy.
Patrick?
No further comments from me. We'll just look forward to seeing what information comes next week, and we'll get moving along.
There you are. Can you hear me, Jay?
I can. Sorry, I was on mute.
Oh,
I
okay.
had some really intelligent things to say, but now I can't remember. So I guess no more comments from me.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, we'll see you when you get back.
All right, sounds like.
All right, copy
Yeah,
that.
drive safe.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
All right, that sounds like a pretty decent plan with a realistic time window. Rabia, did I miss anything? Okay. Anything else, Ted?
Nope.
Patrick?
No.
Nick?
I had one thing, as far as Shelley, we may talk about having her as another signer on the accounts as a backup. Is that something we want
I
to?
think we already did that.
Oh, we
didn't
did?
We did the order. Yeah.
Okay, okay, cool.
She's
Just
on.
wanna make sure.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get that going then.
Yeah. Okay.
Shelley, anything? All right, then it's 2:17, and we'll conclude this workshop. Thank you, everyone.